Let's change gears here for a second. We got another news story, I think, and we're gonna hand it over to the co-host with the most Onyx. This news story is the one that I was actually the most interested in hearing about. So,
Oh yeah, I'm all excited. I'm excited. Pay attention to the word excited. So this comes from Sky News. The headline is what makes this worth reading further. They really did good with this headline. So the headline is Hermit Crabs Sexually Excited by Toxins from Plastic Pollution.
What?
Now, I don't know about you, but when I read that title, I'm like, I want to know what turns on a hermit crab. And will it turn me on? Do I need to go swim in plastic pollution, right? So to continue on with the article, it says the waters off of the North Yorkshire coast have been found to contain a chemical leaking from plastics called oleamide by scientists at the University of Hull. Plastic waste in the world's oceans is releasing an additive that may be sexually exciting hermit crabs, researchers say. Researchers. People are researching the sexual excitement of hermit crabs. Now, Rod, you talk about how sometimes you don't get views on certain types of videos on your channel. But at least you're not somebody that's researching something to see if it sexually excites a hermit crab. And
Well,
how do you even know if a hermit crab
how do
is
you
sexually
notice
excited?
this phenomenon?
Yeah. Does it hump your finger? I mean,
Well, it probably led, they probably started with something else.
oh, I'm
And
sure.
it was like, what the hell are them crabs doing over there? And, they were like, they're all bundled up over there together.
So these waters off the North Yorkshire coast, right? They have this chemical oleamide that's leaking from these plastics, right? And so, according to the team,
The team.
the team of
crab
there's more than
researchers.
just one researcher, but this team says oleamide is increasing the respiration rate among the hermit crab population in Robin Hood's Bay in North Yorkshire, indicating their sexual excitement. So they're breathing heavy over there. There's a whole lot of there's some lovers lane kind of stuff going on down in Robin Hood's Bay, right? They're stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor, and then giving it to the poor even better.
Giving it to the crabs.
Yeah, the crabs are catching crabs, y'all.
Here now.
Catching crabs.
But basically, how I think, and I think this is kind of how it came about, but the researchers have been studying the impact of climate change and plastic pollution on marine species, right? So they found that this oleamide is not only causing sexual excitement among the crabs, but it's also being mistaken for food, which is encouraging critters to travel in search of a meal only to discover the plastic. So I don't know if it's putting off something similar to like a pheromone or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, so I mean, who would have ever thought that plastic bottles make you horny? I never would have thought.
Well, you got to take into consideration too. I mean, who are these people that just sit around and they go, you know what? We don't really have to look into cancer that much, or AIDS, or anything along them lines. But what really matters is what arouses a hermit crab. I mean, I really want to look into that and find out that answer. That's what fascinates me more than anything. I don't want to cure cancer. I don't want to I want to know what turns on a crab.
So I mean, I'm sure the University of Hull would take donations on this, but because they're actually are quoted as saying Love Island fever has gripped the nation in recent weeks as romance.
Donate $20 in the name of science to crab humping.
Oh yeah. And so they're. So the conclusion is hermit crabs may be sexually excited by an additive released by plastics in the ocean.
Wow.
One of the researchers, a PhD candidate, Paula Schurmacher, said, our study shows that oleamide attracts hermit crabs. Respiration rate increases significantly in response to low concentrations of oleamide, and hermit crabs show a behavioral attraction comparable to their response to a feeding stimulant. Oleamide also has a striking resemblance to oleic acid, a chemical that's released by arthropods during decomposition. As scavengers, hermit crabs may misidentify oleamide as a food source, which
Right.
creates a trap, right?
Right.
So it's they're attracted to it because they think it's food, but then there's also some type of, I guess, chemical or neurological reaction that's happening that makes them sexually excited too. So you got all these plastic loving, free will, let's just do it with all the rest of the crabs, kind of hermit crab things going on. And so naturally, I was intrigued when I looked at this article, and the first thing I do is I immediately go to Google and I want to find out what oleamide is and where can I get some of this shit, right? And what can we do with it? So to tell you what oleamide is, so it's a derivative of oleic acid. It's a major omega-9 fatty acid from olive oil with a nitrogen group, and it appears to be naturally associated with sleep. If you get and you can actually be prescribed this. Don't get excited, gentlemen. Doesn't work the same for us as it does for hermit crabs. But injections induce sleep and activate some of the same receptors as marijuana, right? So, but it's used as a sleep aid in humans. Sometimes it may be in some sleep aid medications, maybe one of the ingredients in some sleep aids. So if you're out and about and there's hermit crabs around, and they come and start making out with your plastic Coca-Cola bottle, you understand why now.
Wow. Boy, I tell you what, there's something new to learn every day.
That's right.
Someone in the chat is going to be out walking around some lake somewhere and see a hermit crab, and hey, honey, come here, look at this, and put a bottle down. Go, baby, go.
Oh yeah.
Start hearing the 70s, yeah. Bonk chicka wah wah.
That's right. So if you hear some Barry White playing out on the beach and there's nothing but hermit crabs around, you might want to go the other way.